let's talk, guys. I just got nervous. I'm like, how do we talk about this week? I'm like, I already did videos on it, guys. I already talked about this, and it's not a that I don't want to share it with you guys. It's more of like, there's just a lot changing, which it's very interesting to hear a lot of you guys here in the chat say that you're like, I'm feeling like a level of like contentness or like just like slowing down, which it's kind of like a slowing down for integration. Like this 2-week eclipse portal, just to give you guys some context, we are having an eclipse in Aquarius. So let's just share the info right now, guys. For the week ahead, we're looking at the week of February 16th to February 22nd of 2026. So on Monday, February 16th, we're going to have Mercury trine Jupiter. On Tuesday, February 17th is when we are going to be starting this eclipse portal with a solar eclipse in Aquarius at 28 degrees. Now, this is the first solar eclipse in Aquarius that we've had for the last 10 years. So it's a flip of the nodes. That's what happens. Then on Wednesday, February 18th, the sun enters Pisces, which means it marks the start of Pisces season. On Friday, February 20th, this is like the big day, by the way. This is the big day that a lot of astrologers are talking about, which is where Saturn and Neptune are going to be conjunct at 0 degrees of Aries. It's a big conversational topic. And then on Sunday, February 22nd, we have 2 different transits happening: Mars sextile Chiron and then Venus trine Jupiter. For those of you who have joined me the last, 6 months, you guys are learning as we go. We know that the planets are shifting signs, and if we even just take a peek here, you can just visually see that we've got a lot going on within these signs, within Aquarius, Pisces, and then Aries. So the last 2 signs into the first sign of Aries. So from just an energetic level, we've been going through like massive upgrades when it comes to the Aquarian parts, and then we're wrapping up these Piscean themes that have been impacting us for the last 1.5 years. We're having a little bit of an overlap happen. So fun stuff. You're a Saturn ruled person. Yes. Are you a Capricorn rising? Are those 3 stelliums? So yeah. So we have the sun. Well, the sun and the moon doesn't, I don't know. It just depends. We've been going through a lot of transits where all the personal planets, Mars, Venus, and Mercury, have all been in the same sign, along with the sun. They were all together in Capricorn, then all together in Aquarius. They're going to be all together in Pisces, and then in Aries as well. So this is like upgrades. Big upgrades have been happening lately. So oh yeah. Oh, Monty, I was like, I knew it was you. I don't know why. It's the color of your text is the same as like a couple other people on Twitch, which I don't know why that is. Anyways. Yeah. I've looked at your Saturn. I've seen your Saturn. I know your Saturn. Pink hair. Let's go. I know. I finally updated it. Somebody was yelling at me in my comments and they were like, you need to dye your hair. And I was like, you know what? You are right. It's time. Okay. I'm like, where to begin? We're going to look at the 16th. So we are presently on the 16th, and something that I want to iterate to some of my newer viewers, which if you're new, welcome. Hi, I'm happy that you guys are here. When I'm talking about these transits, I'm talking about when they're at an exact degree. This is what I would coin exactitude, which means they're at the exact same degree to make an aspect to one another. So we'll feel the buildup of these transits, and then the peak, which is when they're exact, and then the ebb, just like a new moon growing into a full moon and then waning, right? So the transits do the same thing. So on Monday, the 16th, Venus is trine our retrograde Jupiter. So Venus is hanging out, or not Venus. That's happening later in the week. My bad. This is Mercury. Mercury is at 15 degrees of Pisces, and Jupiter is at 15 degrees of Cancer. Now, let's chat about this. What does this mean? And that's what we're doing here, is breaking this all down for you. So Mercury moved into Pisces as of basically a week and a half ago, and Mercury is in his pre-shadow, which means the path that Mercury is moving on right now, he's going to retrograde over. Mercury retrograde starts the following week. Just a little heads up, just to add a little cherry on top for our eclipse season. Yeah. So I want to invite people who are kind of new here or haven't yet been doing this sort of astrology homework, just to keep note. Thanks for the follow, Ghost. To just keep note of what has been happening in the mental realm, what you've been thinking about, the dreams, the thoughts coming in, especially with Mercury and Pisces. It's very ethereal. It's very hard to pin down. It's more dream related. So take note of your dreams. Hey, Ghost, these are not readings like that, but I hope that you find your peace and your solace, and that you find your inner feminine come into union, and then maybe someday you'll find the love of your life. Anyways, yeah, very mystical. Yes, literally. It's like lots of fantasy related ideas. I've been feeling a lot in the collective, like daydreaming being a big thing. So if you've noticed yourself, like maybe looking, like having future daydreams, it's with all this Aquarian energy, it's kind of like what could be, what could be. Now this trine to Jupiter retrograde is interesting because Jupiter being retrograde has been bringing us inwards. It's sort of the way I've been seeing this Jupiter retrograde is, I think of like the Ace of Cups, but if like, I guess the Ace of Cups reversed, where it's sort of not in a negative connotation, it's I have to pour into myself first. So Jupiter retrograde has been really having us look at like, how can I take care of me first? Where have I been pouring too much into the people around me? And so there's sort of this like containment that's happening with Jupiter retrograde, and trines, they are positive energy flows. So this sort of trine that is happening with Mercury is really bringing in like, more insight on ways you can take care of yourself is what I'm feeling into this. It's feeling very like mental nurturing, where you're noticing, for some people, this is interesting. It's like, where have you like stopped yourself from like letting yourself dream again? It almost feels like allowing yourself to dream again, and like letting that be a sort of pouring into self. Okay. It's really, really beautiful. So Mercury here, I want to note for you guys that we're going to come back into conversation with this trine again, because Mercury is going to be going retrograde. So there's a little bit of insight that's happening here that you're going to be reviewing over the next 3-4 weeks with Mercury retrograde. So any of these Mercury transits are going to be like touched on again. And I know I keep repeating that, but I feel like I really need to like nail that in for some of you guys. Like, keep note of like what's coming to mind, write things down, journal things down. And I know with like Mercury and Pisces, it's like, whatever, I'll remember it, and then you forget. That's been happening a lot to me. I've been getting so many downloads that if I don't have like a piece of paper or like something next to me, it's gone. It's gone. Or it'll pop up like I just remembered like some dreams that I had the other night. So and thank you guys for popping in and liking and sharing the live. I see you guys. I see it. Thank you. What else wants to come through with this trine? It is very supportive of like, what thoughts are supportive for me? Where am I? It's sort of this looking at the mind space of your thoughts create your reality. And previously your thoughts have been really wrapped around like, how can I take care of others? How can I pour into the people around me? And it's really pulling it back into how do my thoughts nurture me? I've had a lot more softness with like, even like looking in the mirror at myself. There's like so much gratitude, which feels good. I'm curious if anybody else is feeling that. I'm going to take a sip of my drink while you guys think. Guys, my mom got me these they're the sparkling ice drinks, but how in the world did they get it to taste like a pink starburst? I'm like, what the heck? Sorry, it's so good. So good. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's like, yes. No more emotional rumination. Yeah, it really is like, oh, at least for me, and I'm getting like brain tingles, which for me is like confirmation. Everybody else is like, yeah, gratitude, allowing the sunshine. Yes. It's like, oh, I could just like be kind to myself. It's like I don't have to be as hard on myself, which I feel like Mercury and Aquarius had us like really digging, which is good and needed, but this is sort of like a softening of that for sure. I love that. Yay. Yay. Okay. Yeah, even when it's dark. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, like my thought, again, with the idea of like my thoughts create my reality. Like if I want it to be illuminated, I can illuminate my thoughts, or I can stay in the darkness, for sure. Now, this is sort of, I love this tone because the next day, the 17th, we have a solar eclipse happening. Now I'm going to get that exact time. I believe it's like, I think it's like 11 a.m. Oh, if I can type, guys. Let's get that exact. Okay, maybe it's earlier. Okay, we need to go back. Not minutes, but hours. Welcome, guys. Thank you guys for liking and sharing the live. Okay, let's jump back. Rewind. And you guys are like, what is happening if you've never seen like a chart before? We're going back in time. Well, technically, this is the future. Man, time. Let's not get started about time. I can nerd out about that for way too long. So this solar eclipse is happening at 28 degrees of Aquarius. I did a full video about this, guys. I did a full YouTube video breakdown about this. I'm going to be writing a bit more in depth on my Substack about this also. You just didn't, you did this just so fast. Yes, on gratitude. Yeah, gratitude is the attitude, I feel like. And this, and then we're going to go into the solar eclipse. And this solar eclipse is jarring in the way that it's unexpected and new. Anything new, anything that creates change, anything that spurs us into a different energy can just bring discomfort naturally, right? Change is uncomfortable because it's the unknown, right? And why I bring this up with this solar eclipse is because it's the first solar eclipse in Aquarius that we're having before the nodes shift into Aquarius, and that will be July 26th. So what I want to invite you guys to notice here is we have the North Node still hanging out in Pisces and the South Node still hanging out in Virgo. Okay, so what we're going to be witnessing this year of 2026 is sort of a shift of the guard. And now I'm talking at a little bit of a broader perspective here because this solar eclipse is happening in Aquarius, and then our lunar eclipse March 3rd is happening in Virgo. And then when we go later into the season, I have to look at my fancy calendar. Our solar eclipse is going to happen August 12th. Sorry, I'm talking away from the mic. It cuts my voice out. And that's going to be in Leo. And then we'll have a lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 27th of August. So this year is like a changing of the guard. So I just want to invite you guys into just knowing, just having that knowing that things are not gonna be fully finished or fully started yet. That's why I created my Between the Nodes eclipse container, because it's sort of like birthing, like the seeding of something new and the closing of something old. So it's really like two bookends is kind of how I've been describing this energy of this eclipse portal. So that's just a broader overview. Yeah. So this a solar eclipse is going to be very confronting to a lot of people. The Aquarian energy as of late in our society has been very, very confronting for a lot of people. Hi, I'm an Aquarius moon. None of the stuff that has recently come to light has been anything new to me, unfortunately. But there's been a lot of shock of the new for a lot of people. And the thing about astrology is it really is the as above, so below. So there is something in your life that this is applying to. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful conversation I had with my mom and my dad of like how things on a bigger scale are happening on a microscopic scale within our personal lives, where that's what I like to do here within the astrology, of less of like everything outside of us and more of like, where is this taking form within yourself, right? So there's going to be a confrontation of this Aquarian energy. It's sort of like, I'm like, welcome to my experience as an Aquarius moon with Uranus conjunct my moon. Like, I'm always like plugged in, and it's so intense sometimes. And I feel like for some people, this could be like, it might be a little scary. And for some people, this is like, finally, like the affirmation I was looking for. So everybody's like, cool, Izzy, now tell us what it means. Like, tell us. I can feel you guys are like, you keep saying the same thing. Fellow Aquarius. Yeah, we do. Yep. Always early, cat. I knew I called this my cat chat for a reason. I don't know why I was calling y'all my cat chat. It's because we had cat in here. It's cat chat. Okay, sorry. I don't think I'm gonna let that go. I think that's what I'm gonna call you guys. But with this at the later degrees of Aquarius, there is this sort of feeling of illumination, of shocking, of the new. This is the thing about Aquarius. Let me break down Aquarius for a moment for you guys. Aquarius is an air sign, though I know the name for a lot of people seems misleading because it's like, well, it's water, aqua. Aquarius is the water bearer, and Aquarius holds this pitcher that holds the entirety of the Piscean water. So the collective consciousness and unconsciousness and everything that is. So Aquarius holds this container. So Aquarius has to be tapped in at a certain level to be able to hold all of this. Aquarius is related to, I like to say, like the internet, electricity, being plugged in, nervous system stuff. And so Aquarius folk and Aquarius energy is being connected to the entire collective at a mental level. It's the higher octave of Mercury. It's like the universal cloud. So this is going to allow people to really see a new part of self, a new part of the way I kind of coined it in my YouTube video is like, you can't ignore what you've been hiding from anymore. It's sort of like if you've had your like head down, you can't unsee this because this is squaring Uranus. And Uranus is the ruler, the modern ruler of Aquarius, and Uranus has been in Taurus for the last 7 years and is going to be moving out, and it's really having you confront new values, it really is shaking up the foundations of like, how long can I cling to? It's like anything else that you have been clinging to out of desperation, out of frugality, out of like fear, is going to be knocked from your grasp, and it's going to feel a little bit vulnerable. It's going to feel like you are shed, like you're at the rawest layer of self, but it's only up from here is all I can say. I'm like, well, this is the start. I mean, like it's like ground zero is kind of how I feel this eclipse is. It's like insight, ground zero. And so then it's the integration portion. And if anybody's ever sat with plant medicine, you would think that the magic comes from sitting with said plant. The magic comes when you actually integrate the lessons that came through with the insights, and that is the real work. So there's going to be sort of a portal opening with this eclipse where it's like getting a lot of insight, and then it's like, how do I sit with this? And for some people, again, this depends on where this falls in your personal natal chart, which I'm going to be writing on my Substack about. So if you're not subscribed there, definitely do. It's also the best way you guys can support me as a creator. And that's kind of my heart and my soul is my newsletter. It's called Letters from the 8th House. I send out an email. So just a heads up for those of you who are hanging out here for the first time, if you're not able to stay for the whole live, I re-upload this to YouTube. And additionally, I write about everything I share here on my newsletter. So I'm a teacher at heart. I want everybody to have information in a way that they digest it. Some people like to read it. Some people like to rewatch lives and like take notes. Some people just have me on in the background. So I'm really trying to cater to all the learning modalities. But this eclipse is falling in the 3rd decan of Aquarius, which is ruled by the moon, which is why I'm saying like the moon, like this is something I talked about in my YouTube video too. I feel like I'm kind of just repeating that verbatim here. There is, oh, your birthday's tomorrow, Rena. Let's fucking go. I'm excited for you. Talk about new self coming on. Thank you, Graham. I like, it really is one of those things as a kid, like I really struggled with teachers being able to help me with learning because my learning style is so unique, that I understand it. And having worked in education for a long time, like I am specifically working in special education. It's like, we've got to like make things more accessible because not everybody learns the same way. I look at people's Mercury in their chart and I'm like, all right, cheat code. Now I can help teach you. So about this eclipse, it's falling in the 3rd decan of Aquarius and, that's ruled by the moon. And that's why I said like unconscious things coming to light. And if we think about solar eclipse, what does it mean hitting your, at 28 degrees? Girl, get ready for everything to change. That's all I can say. Without knowing your full chart, it's a solar return on an eclipse. That's very destined, in my opinion. I had one of those happen to me 4 years ago. Everything changed, and I'm grateful. If we think about solar eclipse from like, think about like ancient civilizations, right? When eclipses occurred, they were fucking terrifying, right? It's like the sun is gone. What is happening? It's midday. Like if we go from that core essence, like from our primal nature, it's like, this is an omen. This is something big. This means something. And it's like when we actually look at it at a physical level, right? Solar eclipse are the moons going in front of the sun. The unconscious is being illuminated exactly by the sun. So the unconscious is brought to light. I'm not going to be surprised if we hear even more at a societal level, more than we already know, which could be intense for a lot of people. Thanks for the follow, Joanna. But on a personal level, look where Aquarius is within your natal chart. Find 28 degrees of Aquarius. That is the realm, that is the house in which it's falling into. Okay, guys? So, like, this is really, like, illuminating things. And again, this square to Uranus is, like, it's kind of uncomfortable because it really is allowing you to shed any last lingering beliefs and lingering pains around where you have remained stagnant. It's like if you haven't been shaken up yet, you're about to get shaken up, right? There's a lot of people who still want to kind of keep their noses down, who want to stay oblivious to, like, for example, their health or their relationship or their job, like, right? Those like big things, right? It's like, oh man, I don't want to admit that this relationship's not for me, or I don't want to admit that this job is sucking my soul dry. And it's kind of like, okay, now we got to look at these things. Thanks for the likes, Jello. I appreciate it. Yeah. So Aquarius, 8th house, shadows, shame, fear revealed, trauma too. So buckle up. I know I spent a lot of time talking about this. It's because it's kind of like the big thing that's happening, and it is the marking of the start of the eclipse portal. Brizzy, oh my God. I have not seen your cute face here in so long. Welcome. holy cow, I feel like I could sit and talk to you forever and have you update me about everything ever happening in your life. But I need to take my socks off, guys. My feet, like, I'm getting so hot reading. It's knocking the socks right off of me, this reading. My Uranus Aquarius, 25 degrees in second house. Yeah, lots has been happening, but this is marking the start. And like I said, I have 7 more spots left in my between the nodes container, and it's a donation based container, so pay what you want to be a part of it. And it is hosted in my Discord, so if you haven't used Discord yet, it's time. No more excuses. Like, technology's ramping up, and if you're not using Discord, like, it's time. Okay. So I want to invite people that the revealing that happens with this eclipse, it's going to take like 2 years to digest, because the nodes are going to switch signs. And then this is our area of focus, North Node in Aquarius, of focusing on like collective energy, how to spread individual light into the collective. So, well, Brizzy, I kind of felt like that was going to be your situation. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry, because I know you are doing the things that are for your best interest. Let's jump into tomorrow. So let's go ahead and change that from hour to days, because immediately right after this, the sun shifts into Pisces. Worst part is it's only beginning. Oh, girl, yeah, it just starts now. My Aquarius is in Leo's house, 5th house. Yeah. Yeah, you got that flip chart, baby girl. You got that. You got that Libra rising. Okay. So what we got going on, sun enters Pisces, which equals Pisces season starts. A lot of people will coin seasons as the sun moving through the sign, which is about a 28-day window between the sun transiting through the sign. So on the 18th, the sun enters Pisces, which we're really about to deepen. So it's kind of like, it's almost like that's what it is. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit will drop in like images into my head to like really, such a fun rewind, balance energy. I get to play around with my whole chart. Yeah, exactly. Spirit just dropped in, like, if you've ever had to like get your eyes checked and you had to get your pupils dilated, it's kind of like that is what this solar eclipse is like dilating your perspective so you can see. But then it's sort of like you go out into the world and you can't see straight because it's digesting, right? It's a lot. And so then we go into this Piscean energy, and I almost heard it's kind of like a fantasy land. And now it makes sense why we thanks for the follow. Thank you. Appreciate it. And for the donates, I think that was a donate. Sorry, that threw me off. It's a good thing, Tiff. Because this is this sort of shift into Pisces is really like, oh, I was saying, in my community, we watched La La Land the other day, and I feel like it's very much the, like, for some people, this eclipse is about to show you how good it can fucking be if you choose to actually follow your dreams. And so it's kind of going to be a little bit of a high for some people of like, whoa, it could be that good. Or like, it really is like, I can choose to like, have everything that I want. And so it's kind of just the start of that. And I know for some people like Brizzy are probably like, what? But it's like when you clear out and slough off all the things that aren't serving you and start going towards it, the vision gets clearer, right? So and the sun's going to be in Pisces for the next 28 days, and then it's going to lead us through so much. And as you can see, just at a visual standpoint, Pisces season is where dreams come to life. This is where we really dip into the primordial womb of the cosmos. Pisces energy is really hard to talk about, because how do you talk about something that doesn't have words to describe it? That is... yay, Tiff, let's go. Thank you. Yeah, taking the risk. Yeah, it's like, it is a risk versus reward. And I think a lot of people are ready to get fucking risky, especially now that Saturn's in Aries and Neptune's in Aries. Like, people are like, fuck, I'm gonna gamble it all. Like, it's time to gamble. It's time to like bet on myself, is sort of the energy. Now, again, with Pisces season, it's like, I heard like, I'm all in, all bets on me. And I think that's scary for a lot of people, because our society really tries to press us into, no, you need to trust the authority. You need to trust the higher ups. You need to trust your boss, your mom, your dad. You need to like outsource authority. And once you like have an inner authority and you trust yourself, you realize this is all just a big fucking game that we're playing. Anyways, yeah, fuck it, we ball is so real. Hey, I mean, it's one of those things where this is deeply unique for some people, where, yeah, I could feel like, you know, big change. Ooh, to the point I'm planning on moving across the country. Yes. I love that. That is beautiful. I've been feeling the like, Spirit's been like, go visit the coast. And I'm like, it's freezing right now. So I'm like, we'll see. Just meet that vision step by step. Yeah. Finally getting to do what I've been. Yay. Okay. See, everybody's comments making me so happy, because I'm like, I really feel like the sun moving into Pisces. I mean, if we go and look back last year, you guys, we had this same eclipse portal. Last year was kind of a weird shit show. We had eclipses happening. We had Venus and Mars retrograde happening during those eclipses. Saturn dipped into Aries during that. It was a weird sort of precursor, where it's like, we're flipping everything on its head. And that was the end of the start of March, flipping everything on its head so that you guys can like start piecing things together. So Pisces season is going to be a little bit of a, how do I describe this? Spirit's showing me just like the cosmos. I'm like, thanks, that's very descriptive, but it's like entering the void. Like, this eclipse portal is really like, I have to like, I've never given birth. I've never had a child. I feel like mothers could maybe relate to this experience of like having a child, like having something moving in your belly, having something that is present within your body, and knowing that like, I can't see it yet, but it's going to take form. It's like that same thing with like your ideas, your creative process, with love, with certain things, where it's like, I know this thing is taking form and I'm just doing what I can to nurture it. That is really this energy of this eclipse portal, is like, how do I like know that this vision that I just had is going to take form? It's just going to take time. Carmen, do I follow Placidus or whole sign? Personally, when I'm doing readings, I use Placidus, though whole sign can be really, really helpful for people who are just learning astrology. I personally think Placidus is more accurate through my personal lens, but I know other people who have the perception that whole sign is more accurate for them. So yes, by the way, everybody give Lexi, postpartum doula, a follow. She's in the chat. That's my sister. And I'm super proud of her because she's doing some big stuff. Yeah, she's doing some big stuff. So definitely give her a follow if you guys feel that call to, especially if you're expecting moms or mama energy. She's like the sweetest person ever. She's a mom to my nephews and they're so cute. Placidus gang. Yeah. So like, it's a big thing. I love you too. Have to consider both. Yeah. For a few placements. Yeah. And it's really interesting. Thanks for the follow, Luna. I I don't know. I've looked at my Placidus chart, and I guess it's probably because my personal chart isn't that drastic because I was born closer to the soul, like to the equinoxes, so when things were more balanced. I don't know. So anyways, yeah, so Pisces season. Okay, guys, how long have I been live? Jesus, I have hardly made headway. Let's get in. Let's keep going. Let me take a peek. All right, so thanks for the follow, Phil. Let's go ahead and go to days. I know I made my face really bright. So on Friday the 20th, okay, there we go. So this is the big day. This is the big kahuna. And again, I talked about this in one of my YouTube videos. So we have Saturn and Neptune conjunct exactly at 0 degrees of Aries. Now we felt this starting to take form as Saturn entered Aries last week. Guys, we've never seen, oh, Phil, buckle up, baby boy. This is, as an astrologer, we haven't seen this before. And as an astrologer, that's like, we don't have documentation, historical documentation of Saturn and Neptune conjunct at 0 degrees of Aries. We don't have historical documentation of this celestial configuration, which means this is brand new for us as far as pattern recognition, because that's all astrology is its pattern recognition. So with other transits, with other patterns, I believe the last time they were conjunct in Aries was at 3 degrees. And that was in the, I don't know the exact date, but it was like 200 years ago. Yeah, I believe. Don't correct me, or don't. Yeah, I don't have that information, so I'm not going to keep talking about it. Anyways, but the 0 degree point, the literal birth point, the literal birth point of the zodiacal wheel, 0 degrees. Yeah, 6 degrees. Yeah, literally, like, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I was reading it somewhere. I was reading through a bunch of stuff because, like, I was trying, as an astrologer too, I was like, why can I need to like figure this out. I got like kind of crazed about it because I'm like, how do I talk about this? Right? There's no historical data, which is why I posted my first ever like channeled astrology video on this on my YouTube channel, because I was like, I just need to talk about like what's coming through at an energetic level as me merging my channeling ability, which most of you guys have found me through my skills with 8th house Mercury doing that, and then this astrological lens that I've been studying for the past 12 years and merging them together. It's kind of like what needed to happen to like translate this. So I'm so heated, guys. I'm so sweaty because I'm so passionate about astrology and all of this. So this is like literally like I've been coining this as like a birth portal. This is like, so let's kind of break down the archetypes here. So Saturn represents structure, discipline, devotion, and Neptune talks about dissolving boundaries, dissolving structures it is the higher octave of love. So meeting at this point, it really marks the start of an entirely new structure and foundation and devotion to, I heard self-love, self-unconditional love. Like, I really feel like I'm seeing that a lot with people. And of course, like, Saturn is harsh. Saturn is Chronos. I did a whole masterclass on this. And I know for those of you who are hanging out in my Twitch chat, you guys, a good chunk of you were there for that. Like, Saturn is really about us learning lessons, but Neptune is a bigger planet. I'm going to be honest. Neptune has a little bit more authority, a little bit more of a long-lasting feeling. And there's sort of this like meeting of the two of like, how do we create something new? How do we create a structure of identity for our society at a whole that allows there to be fluidity, but allows there to be, for people to be held? It really is the merging of the container with the collective consciousness, because Neptune, again, it's agape, it's unconditional love. It just is love. And with this being at the true start point of Aries, it's like, how can we move forward with an entirely new lens of self-devotion, self-love, self-authority, right? Because Saturn's really helping us build something new. Saturn's really here saying like, okay, it's time to like devote yourself to something. And Neptune's affirming that, and Neptune's saying, I'm here to like, I'm getting a lot of images in my head. Hold on. I'm trying to translate them. It really is like Spirit's like kind of rewinding everything for me. It's like, there's this sort of feeling of like building something new, tearing it down and building it anew again is sort of the thing of like what you thought was going to be your forever structure is not. It's sort of like it's going to flip a lot of people on their head. Bridgie said, oh, that's why I'm getting divorced and walking away from the love of my life. 2 different people. Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah. Yo, Saj, thank you. If you fuck with my vibe, I fuck with your vibe. That's just how it goes. Like-minded people. How can we honor ourselves through this? Looking at my notes from your Saturn and Neptune video, and your between the nodes is a perfect container for the support through this transformation. Yeah, no, and I'm getting full body chills. Like genuinely, I was like, oh no, like I need to help usher people through this thing. And also, I think there's something really, really potent and important about being in community during this. Like allowing ourselves to like be held in this with the Aquarian energy, and especially with Pluto in Aquarius too. Like it's like oh, and I'm getting full body chills confirmation. I want to explain what my full body chills feel like. You guys ever seen like the Tinkerbell movies when they pour the pixie dust on top of their heads? That's what it feels like for me. It like starts at my crown and spreads throughout my body as if there's like pixie dust falling all over me. It's really cool. It's giving, yeah, love me as I am and like I deserve, or get the fuck out. Yeah. But it's also, are you doing that for you? And I think that's what a lot of people are confronting, is, oh fuck, I've allowed a certain amount of love and a certain amount of things in my life because I haven't loved myself to that depth. So of course I was tolerating not like certain things. And of course this can be outside of just love. This can be in jobs. I literally, and I like to share personal shares because guys, I know that like, I just want to relate to you guys. I'm just another human like you guys. I like genuinely, and for those of you who are in my Discord, you know this. Like I'm silly, I share, I have real experiences too. And back during Capricorn season, when we had that new moon in Capricorn, I was faced with a lot of like lack of boundaries I was having in myself. Like literally verbatim, it was family, business, another side job, relationship, boom, 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 of like, oh fuck, I haven't been holding myself at the level. Monty said, that's why you're the best, because you're a real human. I really am here. Like, I feel like this is my greater calling, is to break down this whole fucking hierarchy and pedestalization that we put on creators on platforms. Because again, guys, I'm literally just another person going through real life stuff, and I'm getting like emotional. I'm like, I go through things too. And I'm here to like, be like, this is normal. And we're all going through it together. Which very is akin to like the Chiron and Aries and all this stuff. Yo, South Node and Leo moment. Yeah, no, I was like, oh, like, which is why I made my container for the between the nodes, pay what you can. Because like, I know that I will be supported through other means. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I will be supported, and that like, I want my stuff to be accessible. So trusting. I love you guys. Yeah. I'm proud of you, Brizzy. Yeah. So I'm like talking about this whole conjunction, but it really is this sort of like, this is going to be an entirely new frontier that we are embarking on in a collective point. Now, I want to bring in some of Jungian's teachings of the collective consciousness, which is called the consensus state. A lot of people operate in the consensus state, which means they are more survival based. And that's not to ignore that we all have needs that need to be met. There are people who are more, and I tend to attract an audience of people who are at the individuated state, which means you're questioning things. You're looking at the bigger picture. You're choosing to create change within yourself so it can ripple out. So for those of you who are here right now in my live or rewatching the replay, like this Saturn Neptune conjunction is a big call to action for a lot of you guys, of like ushering in new people, helping hold space, helping hold compassion in a world that basically wants to have us run on fear. And so it's really powerful. It's really powerful energy. And I hope I'm really pressing in that energy, because it's like, I keep hearing, Spirit keeps playing Michael Jackson's song, Man in the Mirror. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. I've been singing that to my mom and my dad all the time. Like when like big things are happening, I'm like, it starts with the man in the mirror, guys. You know? Yeah, and everybody's talking about, yay, the year of the fire horse. I'm like, guys, you don't even realize it's a solar eclipse in Aquarius at 28 degrees, starting the starting this all. I'm just like, I feel the love so tangibly coming from you. I feel it too. Like literally, I'm like, this is what fuels me. Like, I literally, again, like I said at the beginning of this live stream, I said, I was like, TMI, I was on the porcelain throne, going potty, going tinkle. And I was like, wow, like my life is so cool. Like I used to live stream video games all the time. And I was like, I know I'm meant to live stream and like connect live with people, but games were fun, and I'm not against gaming live. Sometimes I'll do that here and there, and some of you guys might pop in and see me gaming, but I was like, but I'm doing what I love. I get to talk about these things that I love. So do I know much about having triple houses, like having a house rule over multiple signs because you were born in like Alaska or something? Going the right way and the wrong way is so real. Yes. Yep. Yeah, I was like, this is it, but it's not it. And then I started live streaming astrology stuff back in 2023, I think. 2020, no, it was 2024, around my birthday. Yeah. Oh, triple houses. That's not triple houses, that's triple signs. You just have a stellium all in the third house. Yeah. If you want to dive deep, I'll answer your question after we finish talking about the forecast for the week ahead. That's when I kind of open the floor for questions like that, just so I can make sure I'm moving through all this. No, don't be sorry. Please, questions are welcome. Just hold that in your mind, because it may slip out of mine if I'm being completely honest. I get in the zone. But please. And you can also join my Discord too and ask those questions there, because I'm not the only astrologer in there also. There's a lot of really cool people with a lot of knowledge. It's not about me. The Discord's for everybody. Okay. I'm like getting so hot and sweaty, guys. I'm channeling. Okay. So I hope I elaborated enough on that. If not, my YouTube video that I touched on about this will make more sense. Now let's go ahead and look at Sunday, the 22nd. Sorry, I'm looking at my calendar to make sure I'm talking about the right things at the right time. Okay. Gosh. Like, I'm so sweaty, guys. It's a very Saturn and Aries, guys. I'm so ready to get back into martial arts. Like, it's not even fucking funny. Everybody who's in my Discord, please yell at me and ask if I've started yet. Okay? Because I'm procrastinating. Okay. Anyways. I'm like, wait, what's happening on Sunday? Okay, right. Mars is going to be doing that sextile to Chiron, which again is very supportive energy. And then Venus is going to be trining Jupiter too. So I'm going to kind of just highlight Venus and Jupiter here. Okay. And jump back here. Boop. Okay. So first thing happening is this sextile, which this isn't unfamiliar energy. We've been going through these sextiles the last 2 weeks because the Sun, Venus, and Mercury made sextiles to Chiron. And it's going to be a little bit repetitive, but the quality is a bit different, as in Mars, our will, our drive, our action, which he's kind of bringing up the rear here. If we look at this sort of energetic stellium here, he's kind of like, it really feels like, when I look at Mars, I always think of war terminology. He's like the one, he's at the back of the pack. And actually, if you look at wolf packs, usually the strongest members are in the back and the oldest ones are at the front, because then they can like gather them and like make sure everything's okay. So it feels like Mars is kind of like bringing up things to like make sure that there is action behind the things that we've been moving through. So he's bringing in the action. So Mars sextile Chiron is sort of this vulnerable, like this is the act of the vulnerability that's been coming up. You've been feeling the sort of waves of like, oh, like it's time for me to be more vulnerable. It's time for me to kind of share a little bit of, oh, this might be a good day for me to share my Substack post that's really vulnerable. We'll see. It's going to be coming. Anyways, it's going to be coming out. I'm really excited. But this is Mars in Aquarius is really like, I heard like the digital warrior. Like it's, I don't know why I'm seeing like a gray hacker. Like there's black hackers and white hackers, and gray hackers are like, I'm just doing it to just see. And hacking is a beautiful way to see if there's any flaw in codes or in protective code, right? And so it's almost like he's testing things out, making sure things are functional. And when it's a sextile, which is a positive energy flow to Chiron, Chiron is the wounded healer. And I've repeated this like a parrot every live stream, because it seems like Chiron's really big in our conversations as of lately, which is that we are all collectively going through the pain of not knowing who we are. That's been happening since I believe 2019. With Chiron in Aries, and Chiron in Aries is truly the wound of who the fuck am I? Who am I? Who am I? And like us all still kind of like pretending, keeping up with the Joneses, sort of pretending that we've got it going on, pretending that like everything's functional, everything's working, but we're all still kind of wounded. We're all still little kids underneath the surface, like playing pretend a little bit. And so this sextile is sort of bringing a level of humanness and connection to the sort of like, oh, I'm still a work in progress. Like me sharing so vulnerably with you guys here. I don't know if any of you guys have seen some of my recent videos. I've been doing channeling from my old journals, which is fucking terrifying because yeah. Adults are a lie. We all just kids. Some been through more. Yeah, I used to say, because I used to teach martial arts, random background piece about me. And I used to say we're all just kids in bigger bodies. The way I teach martial arts to adults is the exact same that I teach it to kids. Like we all need that like breakdown, that like step-by-step instruction. And to think that you're going to get it in the first go is really naive. And I feel like that's kind of this Mars and Chiron energy. It's like, oh, like I heard like, if you fail, try again. It's like, try again. And it's okay to try again because it's the learning. It's making me think of the like keeping up, or the, what's it called? Meet the Robinsons. Where they celebrate failures. It's almost like if you could be so honest with your community, with the people closest to you, which I'm bringing up community because that's that Aquarian energy. If you could be like, this is what I've tried and it hasn't worked. This is what I've tried and it hasn't been successful, or this is all like a facade, right? And I've seen a lot of people lately being more vulnerable in that sense. So it's really, really beautiful. And thank you again for everybody hanging out with me on the live and liking and sharing and following and all those things. It means so much to like see you guys engaging in that way. I'm glad to see your live. Thank you. That is so sweet. Minderellas. I love that name. Wait, that sounds really cool. Okay. What else is happening on Sunday is Venus is now making this trine to Jupiter. And so we're going to see the Sun and the Mars eventually go through this trine as well. So and this energy is in the collective energy. I love that. It's better than the nickname I was given as a kid. I'm not going to be that vulnerable with you guys yet. That one we're going to keep in my back pocket. Venus is the planet of love, and Venus is in Pisces, guys. I am the best spokesperson to talk about Venus and Pisces because my Venus is in Pisces. I'm a lover girl. I love love. I love love so much, and I wish I could just like dissolve into the Bridgerton films right now because I would love to be courted, and I would love to go to the Ton, and I would love to like be in the balls. But this trine that's happening to Jupiter is again kind of this meeting of the like, oh, like it's up to me to like fill my cup. It's up to me, like this sort of like, it's very supportive. No, my sun is not in Pisces. My Venus is though. Again, since Jupiter's retrograde, that's a key piece to this. Jupiter is expanding inwards. So it's like filling your cup full of self-love. Well, Venus is at home in Taurus. So that is Venus is at home in Libra and Taurus, and then it's exalted in Pisces. Not to toot my own horn, but I actually, guys, having a Venus in Pisces is so fucking hard. I fall in love with everybody. And I love everybody. And I see them and their truest potential. But sometimes people don't live up to their potential. Anyways, guys, okay. After this live stream, I have homework for you. It's subscribing to my newsletter, please. I'm going to be writing a beautiful, vulnerable post. It's in the works right now. I want you guys to like witness this part of me. Like, it's like me ripping open my chest. So, it's going to be coming soon. Anyways, back to your regularly scheduled program of the astrology forecast for the week. This is really like pouring in. Again, I'm seeing this Ace of Cups, but it's like, I heard like the fountain of youth. Like, you're really realizing that love comes from within, and it is not a finite resource. It is not finite, guys. And other homework I have for you guys, if you haven't joined my Discord yet, come join my Discord, but also reading Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. It changed me. Don Miguel was my gateway into spirituality when I was 15. I read his 4 Agreements book. And so like reading Mastery of Love, we read it as the first book in my book club back in April of 2025. And it literally reframed everything. I was like, oh, like it all just comes from within me. It's all within me. And I feel this Venus trine Jupiter is really like, oh, I really don't need to outsource love. It comes from within, and I can appreciate when love is present within my field, but I also know that I don't need to like hold on to it or claim it or own it. It can just be. It's like, I don't know why, but it's really reminding me of like little kids who just like gather around each other and just start playing with each other, where it's just like, and I just saw 1 hour and 11 minutes and 11 seconds on my session for my live stream on Twitch. It really is like how kids can just organically play with each other without having like, even like I'm seeing like kids of like different like ethnic backgrounds and languages and cultures, where it's just really like, it doesn't matter if you can't speak to one another, that you can just connect, because we all have that baseline programming of like universal love. Yeah, exactly, Brizzy. I said that right as your comment popped up. How would I be able to get like a blueprint? Oh, like, so if you want a chart reading, right? So for anybody who's just new here, my natal chart readings are listed and linked on my website, which is through the link in my bio. And it is my favorite thing. I know most of my clients are hanging out over on Twitch, because I live stream over there and it kind of funnels that way. But there really is like, it's my favorite thing to read people's birth charts. And it's one of those, I don't have words for it. It's like my greatest gift for the people that are around me. Yes. Yeah. Brizzy and Izzy. Yeah, we do. We are similar for sure. Yeah. So that is our week, guys. It's the start of a really potent week, and it's so potent. I can literally smell my BO. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm like, oh girl, we're really moving some energy. I'm gonna have to shower after this. I'm not gonna lie. So just again, a recap for the week ahead, as I'm so vulnerable with you guys. It's probably like, yeah. And then Mercury's going to go retrograde. I am stinky, guys. We should call it Izzy. Let's go. I'll look it up. So I need your birth date, your location of birth, and time of birth. The time of birth is so important when it comes to a natal chart reading. And also for my new people who are dabbling into astrology, my advice for you guys, this is always my little teacher talk for you guys, is please read your horoscope from the perspective of your rising sign. So if you are a Cancer sun, but you're a Leo rising, read Leo rising. Or read Leo. If you are a Gemini sun with a Pisces rising, read